Hello, hello. It's Annanesterova, and welcome to my podcast. This is the introduction to my podcast, where I'll tell you a little bit about myself and why I have decided to create this podcast. But before I do so, I would like to share with you a famous quote about traveling, which belongs to Henry Miller. It says, "One's destination is never a place, but a new way of seeing things." And I cannot agree more with that quote because I live my life like that. And one of the biggest pleasures in life for me is traveling. And I do enjoy it not because I am seeing new places, but because I am meeting incredible people. And I am so lucky that I get to travel for work and for pleasure. And I had a chance to meet incredible, inspiring people that keep inspiring me today. And I thought, why can't I bring those stories that I hear from them and share them with you guys? That's how the whole idea started. I wanted to share those experiences and those stories with a larger audience because I truly believe that each of us needs someone in our life, someone who believes in us so much and someone who can give us that final push or final motivation bit that we need to go and do something and pursue something that we've been thinking about for quite some time. And some people do have those people in their lives, maybe it's family or friends, and some people don't. But it's important to have that person who can tell you, you know what, your idea is actually great. You should go and do it. Or who can tell you, I believe in you because I've done this and this, and you can do this and this as well. So I hope that my podcast and my conversations with my guests will be that place for you, will be that final push, final motivation bit that you need to go and pursue your dreams, pursue whatever you are dreaming about or planning right now. So I hope you will also learn something from our conversations and you'll have some fun because we will talk not only about some serious subject matters, but also we'll talk about some fun topics. Because the purpose of my podcast is to share my personal experience and experience of my guests and talk about current subjects and just share ideas, share experiences, and learn from each other and accept the differences that we have and get inspired by new ideas, new perspectives, and of course, stories, incredible stories, extraordinary stories of my guests. So my podcast will be released on all available platforms. It'll be released in a video format and also in regular audio format. So follow me, subscribe. It will be fun, I promise. And before I finish my introduction, I want to tell you a little bit more about me because I think it's important to connect with like-minded individuals. And I hope it's important for you to know who is the podcaster, who's the host. So I'll tell you a little bit more about me because I have a feeling, even if you saw me somewhere in social media or on YouTube, you probably only saw a tiny part of my life, tiny part of what I do, because I usually talk about medical technologies, medical devices, but it's a small portion of what I am, who I am. So I'll tell you a few things about me so you can kind of understand who I am. So the first thing is that for the last 12 years, I've been living in Canada. Well, very cold place nowadays. It's winter here already. So, but before that, for previous 22 years before I moved to Canada, I lived in a completely different part of the world, which is called Central Asia. It's literally half a globe away from Canada. So I was born and raised in a country called Uzbekistan. And 12 years ago, I moved to Canada and I had to change, obviously, countries, languages, lots of things that I was passionate about, my career path. I had to change my career path that I was pursuing. So I hope that gives you an understanding of that part of my life and the perspectives that I have and experiences that I have and I can share as two different sides of the world, two different perspectives. And I will be talking about immigration. I'll be talking about how to change your life in a different country, how to adapt, how to start business. Some of my guests will be talking about it, how they move from one country to another, how they start new life, new career sometimes. We live in a very interesting world right now, to say the least. And many people nowadays are being forced to leave their homelands and go and pursue different opportunities. They are looking for better life, safer life. So I think it's important to talk about how to start new life in a new country. Even though we all think we live in a global society, we still are subjects of cultural conditioning. So it's important to discuss how to adapt. What are the challenges that people are facing? And hopefully through stories of my guests, you will also can relate to it and you can learn something new. I will be talking about business in my podcast because I run a business and I had to learn how to run business because I was not really in business before. And I'll bring people over and I'll ask them questions about business endeavors and what they do, how they started, how they are pursuing their goals, and how they grow professionally, how they grow their businesses. So that will be another subject matter. And I'll be talking about the role and place of women in this world. And again, because I have perspective from two different worlds. And of course, we'll be talking about women in business, women in the workplace, and different perspectives of different people, men and women, on my podcast. I'll be talking about some interesting topics like healthcare technologies, new technologies in medicine, new technologies in medical devices. That's something I'm passionate about and I work in. And I'll be talking about technologies in general. I'll be asking questions about technologies, how we are evolving with technologies that are evolving every day, how new technologies are affecting us, for better or for worse, but we are being affected by them, and how to stay connected with each other, how to keep our communication at the level that we need as human beings. So it's an important subject for me. I want to know how to stay connected with people regardless of all the new, very fast like 5-second video type of communications on social media we have nowadays. So we'll be talking about that. And of course, we'll be talking about traveling, great places, new places to visit, because I think traveling is the best thing you can do for your self-development, for yourself, in order to open your horizons, to open your perception of this world and learn. So it'll be even more fun topics. I cannot share all of them right now. And of course, it will be developing as we go. But I want to welcome you to my podcast. I want to say thank you. And I hope that what I shared with you right now gave you enough information to be interested in listening to my podcast and subscribe to it. I want to promise you that my guests are incredible. They are extraordinary people with great stories. And I want to say that one thing that I share with those people, and hopefully I share with you, those are my values, so you need to know about them. So my values are rational, logical thinking. I respect that. I respect common sense, because I think it's important not to lose it nowadays when the world is full of information and false information. So common sense, rational thinking, acceptance of each other, acceptance of different opinions. So those are my values. And if you do share those, please subscribe, follow me, and it'll be fun. So I look forward to seeing you in my next episode.